We'll start this class with the prayers. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavnitamastu ma Vittishavahaihi. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. I welcome you all to the second text for beginners, which I started doing about 10 weeks ago. The first text which we took was Tatwa Bodha, which lasted for 10 weeks. So we finished the 10 sessions of Tatwa Bodha. In case you are attending this Atma Bodha for the first time, it is recommended you can watch the video of the Tatwa Bodha in your own spare time. This would enhance your learning of Atma Bodha. But even if you can't do that, it doesn't matter, because whatever we have discussed in Tatwa Bodha, we are going to relearn that in Atma Bodha also. Spiritual study is a science. Like any other subject, we need to study spirituality with a proper teacher. A teacher who has undergone the sampradaya, the standard procedure for learning, he will be able to teach you in a proper systematic way. Many people get into spirituality without going through the basics. Especially in today's world, where social media is very, very prominent, the YouTube offers several sessions on spirituality. Suddenly you will find Mundaka Upanishad coming up. Suddenly you will find Bhagavad Gita coming up. So when people get into it, they watch it and then they go through it for some time, and then they understand that they are not able to get the real essence of what the teaching is. That is why, suppose you join a 2-year course of Vedanta in Chinmaya Mission or in Arsha Vidyalaya or any other institute in India which teaches Vedanta. The first thing they teach you is Tatwa Bodha, then Atma Bodha, and then some more preliminary texts. And then they teach you Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, and Brahma Sutra. In my current course, I have finished Tatwa Bodha. Now I am doing Atma Bodha, which may take roughly about 4 months. And after this, I plan to take Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita will run for a long time, but that is the systematic approach to spiritual science. The notes which I am sending to you, which I have already circulated in the WhatsApp group, are very, very useful. That is number one. Point number two is, in case you're not able to attend one session, I recommend you see the video which is circulated in the WhatsApp after the class. For example, today is Saturday. By Tuesday or Wednesday, we will send you the videos. In case you're not able to attend the class, you just watch the video at your own free time. and you make a program for yourself. Say for next 2 years, you would study this Vedanta. Every Saturday, you come for 1.5 hours of just listening. You will find tremendous benefits coming to you. Tremendous. One of the most important benefit which you get is peace of mind. Not completely, but there is an increase in the peace of mind. Because this study helps you to reduce the number of thoughts in the mind, which is a very big advantage. Peace of mind means reduction in number of thoughts, which is the quantity, improving the quality of your thoughts, and the third point is changing the direction of your thoughts. So this study is a mental activity. It is an intellectual study. The entire spiritual science is an intellectual study by which you get final result. The final result is called as moksha. Moksha means I feel I'm free in life. I don't have any limitations of the body, or I don't feel the limitations of my mind. I feel I'm a free person. Free person means I consider myself to be Atma, which is the essence in me. All of us have got a name, but that name is given to the body. There is one common name for all of us, and that common name is Atma. Every one of us is Atma. Atma Bodha, Bodha means knowledge. Atma Bodha means knowledge about this Atma, which is my real nature. It's a completely new thing which you are learning. With this short introduction, I will get you into the slides of this text. As usual, normally what I do in my sessions is first I give a bird's eye view of the entire text. That is what we will do first today. Atma Bodha consists of 68 verses and broadly divided into 5 sections. Tatwa Bodha was also 38 verses divided in 5 sections. Atma Bodha is 68 verses divided into 5 sections. What is the first section? It runs from verse number 1 to 5. These 5 verses, they give you a roadmap of how I should walk this path of spiritual journey. The first roadmap, the first milestone is Karma Yoga and sadhanas. Karma Yoga, I will explain to you all this in detail as we go by. Karma Yoga means how to do proper action. We are all doing actions from morning to evening. But in how can I do an action spiritually? Whenever you want to learn something, you have to build up qualifications. Suppose you want to go to IIT or IIM, or you want to go to a college, Harvard University. You need to write an exam, prepare yourself. Those are all called preparations. Even in spiritual science, you have to have jnana yogyata prapti. Jnana yogyata prapti means what? I should know, I should develop certain qualities in my mind. What are those qualities? We'll discuss those verses. After building those qualities, then I should go work for jnana prapti. Jnana prapti means what? I should work for the knowledge about Atma. There are three steps involved in the knowledge, in gaining this knowledge. The three steps in Sanskrit are called Shravanam, Mananam, Nididhyasana. Some of the people who are attending in the class, they have written to me and asked, I don't know Sanskrit. Can I join or not? I would advise all of them to join the classes. Our medium of education will be English. We will use Sanskrit terms which are technical, but we will give explanations in English for those. As you study Tatwa Bodha, Atma Bodha, Bhagavad Gita, you will pick up roughly about 200 Sanskrit technical terms. Even if you don't understand Sanskrit, doesn't matter. When you keep on listening to them, you will understand what those Sanskrit terms mean. So if you are not an Indian, if you are a foreigner, you can just write down the technical names and then write down the meanings of those in English as we learn these technical terms. Shravanam means listening. First, I listen to the scripture, like Bhagavad Gita, Atma Bodha, Tatwa Bodha. Listen to them. After listening, adequate listening, automatically in your mind, the second step will follow, which is called as mananam. Mananam means contemplation. No, you don't need to put in much effort. This will automatically come in your mind. Am I Atma or am I this body? Atma means consciousness, awareness. There is one thing which is always available with us throughout our life, and that is awareness. I am aware in the waking state. I am aware of the dream universe in the dream state. I am aware that there is nothing in this world in the sleep state. And I am still aware. So awareness is what we are trying to learn. What is this awareness? The whole spiritual study is about this awareness, which is always there with us, but which we have never known as our real nature. That is what is called as mananam, contemplation. I heard in Atma Bodha, I am awareness. But I was born on some day. My parents tell me I was born. So, was this awareness before the birth of the body? The Shastra tells us, the scriptures tell us, this awareness is your nature. You can never lose it. Only thing you don't know about it. Even before the birth of the body, awareness is still there. Awareness was there. Awareness will be there when the body goes away. If I can identify that awareness is my real nature, I am free. So the second step is mananam. The third step is nididhyasanam. Nididhyasanam is also a process which automatically happens. The more I contemplate in mind, I am this awareness, then what happens? The third step starts automatically. Then in your mind, you will feel, oh, I am aware, I'm aware, I'm aware. That is my nature. So slowly what happens is you are you are dropping your identification with the body and your thoughts as your real nature, and you are becoming more and more aware. This awareness gives you peace of mind. So this is the topic in verse number 1 to 5. I'm sure all of you are excited already. From 6th topic to the 14th, from the 6th verse to 14th verse, Shankaracharya, who is the author of Atma Bodha, he discusses why we are not able to know that my nature is awareness. All of us are Atma. Atma is awareness. Why? Why am I missing this awareness and taking the body as myself? What is the cause of this problem called as samsara or adhyasa? Samsara, the word means taking repeatedly birth and death. Suppose I'm not aware of my real nature, the Veda says, you will be born again. Again, you'll be born. Again, you'll go through the life. Again, you'll be born. Again, you go through the life. This cycle of birth and death is called as samsara. And this samsara, this cycle is caused because of adhyasa. Adhyasa means superimposition. I am Atma. I am awareness. But I consider the I to be the body or mind. When do I consider I am the body? Whenever I speak in the language, I was born on so and so date, I was born in India, I was born to these parents, you are all referring to the body. That is the identification with the body and conducting your transactions. That is what is called as deha adhyasa. Superimposition of the body on the pure consciousness. Similarly, suppose you say, I got very angry yesterday. Or you say, my wife got very angry on me. My daughter got very angry on me. I lost my temper. Or you say, I was very passionate about going and buying a car or buying a house. These are the attributes of the mind. They are not me. That is also called as adhyasa. In the vision of Veda, all of us are all the time only pure awareness. If this is our nature, when we are doing transactions, we are always transacting as if I am the subject and the world is the object. This is called as Dvaita Adhyasa. Dvaita means two. And the scriptures tell us that this superimposition is the cause of our birth itself. Because it's our habit. We always identify with the body. For so many births we have identified. Nobody has come and taught me today, I am the pure awareness. But once I become aware that there is something called as Atma, then I become a seeker. Mumukshu means seeker. So all these points are discussed from verse number 6 to 14, the second section. The third section is Jnana Yoga, from verse number 15 to 30. 16 verses are there. What is the process of getting this knowledge? How to get this knowledge is discussed in those verses. From 31 to 41, assimilation and internalization of knowledge of Atma. See, Atma is something new for me. I never knew that this is my nature. I have heard up to verse number 30 that I am the Atma. Now, how to internalize and make that Atma as my Swarupa? Swarupa means my nature. Every time I keep working in the world, I am the body or mind. But sometime the teacher, the guru tells us, take some time off, maybe 5 minutes a day, and tell yourself, I am the Atma, I am the Atma, I am the Atma, I am not the body. When you tell this to yourself, it is called as nididhyasanam. Nididhyasana means meditation, assimilation. How to do that? 31 to 40. 42 to 68 is jnana phalam. And the glory of this knowledge. This knowledge is the most important knowledge, which is a treasure for me. I may have amassed a lot of wealth, but that will go away. When the body leaves this world, pleasure is gone. But having known I am Atma, it is me. Atma is me. So I can never lose myself. So this is a glory of the knowledge which I get from Atma Bodha. Same knowledge is there in Bhagavad Gita. Atma Bodha is a preparation for what you will learn in Bhagavad Gita. Tatwa Bodha and Atma Bodha both are the preparation texts. Okay, so this is the broad vision. I have given you the broad bird's eye view in the last 20 minutes, 24 minutes. Now, each of these verses, each of these sections, I'm going to describe for about 5 minutes each. Verse number 1 to 5, I said it is the spiritual journey. Many people think Bhakti Yoga is the spiritual journey. Bhakti means devotion. Karma Yoga means doing perfect action. Jnana Yoga means gaining knowledge. Now, Veda is a scripture. It is a text. It is a text which is what we are studying. In Veda, there are two sections. One section is Purva Bhaga, Veda Purva. That means the first portion. The second portion is Veda Anta. Anta means end. So we divide the Veda into two portions. The first portion is for getting the qualifications to study the second portion. And what are the qualifications which we studied in Tatwa Bodha, dispassion, discrimination? the 4 Ds. First one is discrimination, viveka. Second is dispassion, vairagyam. The third one is discipline, sadhana chatushtaya sampatti. The last one is desire for freedom. Unless you have a burning desire that I want to know myself, I want to know myself. I don't think I'm happy knowing, my life just by earn some money or, setting up a family and having children and growing. That is a regular, everybody does it. But there is some secret in this life which I want to know from the Veda. And that is what is called as mumukshutva. Now, many people have heard that what happens if I do japa or puja or upasana or hatha yoga. Hatha yoga means you practice some breathing techniques and all that. Can I also get Atma Jnanam from those? What Shankaracharya tells in Atma Bodha is all these are preparation for jnana. They will only help you to purify your mind, refine your mind, so that you understand Veda Anta portion, which is a majestic portion. Veda Anta deals with Atma and the freedom through listening, contemplation, and meditation. And the goal is freedom. Always remember, I must learn Bhagavad Gita or these scriptures till I feel that I am free of the body and mind. Till that time, continue. Many teachers, they say Bhakti Yoga is a common name for Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga. It is only a attitudinal attitude towards bhakti, towards karma and jnana. That is why whenever we start the class, we start with seeking the grace of the Lord. We believe there is some power which controls this body. There is some power which controls the universe. Automatically, I wake up, I see the universe. Automatically, I go to sleep, I have a dream. Then I rest for a few hours. Again, suddenly I wake up. Without any will, I wake up. Who is controlling this? And then a day comes, then the time is going off. 1 year, 6 months of this 2025 has already gone. I don't even know what did I do in all the 6 months. So we all have to believe there is some superpower which is controlling the entire life of the entire humanity. We will learn more about this control aspect in this universe as we learn Tatwa Bodha, Atma Bodha, and the Bhagavad Gita. So that is topic number 1. Topic 2 is 6 to 14, where we talked about superimposition, adhyasa. See, wrong self-conclusion regarding who I am is adhyasa. For example, suppose I am a waker. I just go to bed, I sleep. And then what happens? I see a dream. When do I see a dream? When I have the ignorance that I am a waker, I see the dream. I forget the body, I forget the surroundings. I'm sleeping in an air conditioned room. I'm very comfortable in sleeping. I have forgotten all this. Ignorance. And then what happens? Because of this ignorance, Vedas say you project a dream world. In the dream, there is a Vyashti, which means a dreamer with a shariram, with a body, and then there is a dream world, which is called as Prapancha. Prapancha means totality. The total dream world is projected by my own mind. And then I identify as a dreamer, and then I suffer or I enjoy the dream. So each one in the dream creates a joyful atmosphere or a disturbing atmosphere, which is samsara of the dream world. In the dream world, I am dividing myself as the dream individual and then the dream subject and also dream objects. So everything, the subject is also me, which is my mind, which is projecting. The object is also me, which is my own mind's creation. I am the persecuted, I am also the persecutor. That means everything in the dream is all me, my mind only. What Veda says in Mundaka Upanishad is, it says the same thing is happening in the waking also. I mean, it's a baffling, mind baffling situation which we learn. If Atma is my real nature, if I don't know that Atma is my real nature, I'm ignorant. In ignorance, I am doing all my transactions with the body and mind in the waking state. All this bodies in the whole universe is nothing but it is a projection. It is a projection of Ishvara. I don't know that Ishvara. The dream is created because of the power of sleep. I sleep to my nature as a waker. Waking is created because I have another Shakti, which is Maya Shakti, is there in all of us. In the entire universe, there is something called as. So, for the waker individual, does not know that he is Atma, and therefore he goes through this entire waking state as very, very real. In Mandukya Upanishad, which specializes in waking, dream, and sleep, you analyze that very, very deeply. In that, it says the dream world, the dream experience, from the dreamer's point of view, is real. Similarly, from the waker's point of view, the waking state is real. But from the dreamer's point of view, the waking state is unreal because he doesn't see the waking state in the dream. Similarly, in the waking state, I don't know my nature as Atma. So, my nature of Atma is hidden to me. Therefore, I identify with my body as my self. When I identify with the body as the self, what happens? I experience the world through my sense organs. The world is macrocosmic, superimposition. My body is microcosmic, superimposition. In Tatwa Bodha, we discussed this slide. The body can be explained in two ways. One way is through the three types of bodies. Sthula Shariram, gross body, Sukshma Shariram, subtle body, Karana Shariram, the causal. This is revision of Tatwa Bodha. What is Sthula Shariram? Sthula means gross. I see my body, it's visible to me, it is knowable to me, it is knowable to others. That is the definition of Sthula Shariram, gross body. See, these are all small things only. Whatever we are experiencing, whatever we see, experience, that is what we are discussing. Then there is something called as subtle body, which is mind, thoughts, emotions, anger, compassion, jealousy. All these are all known to me. But these are only known to me. Other people don't know my anger. Other people don't know that I have these desires. My thoughts are not known to others. That is why it is called as Sukshma Sharir, subtle body. The third one is called as causal body. Causal body means what? Neither I know myself the causal body, neither others can know my causal body. It is something which is invisible to all of us. But it is a potential condition of my mind. And it is a potential condition of my gross body. So causal body is the seed. The sprout is the Sukshma Sharira. The plant or the tree is the Sthula Sharira. What is the content of the causal body? Two things. Number one, ignorance about Atma. The second is, it has got all the impressions, a storehouse of all the impressions which I have gathered in this birth and the previous birth and the previous birth. This is what we studied in Tatwa Bodha. So, Shariratrayam means gross, subtle, causal. This is how Veda wants me to understand my three natures: gross nature, subtle nature, causal nature. The same three sharirams I can also study from another viewpoint. We studied in Tatwa Bodha. And that is kosha pancha koshas. 5 sheaths or 5 covers. Annamaya kosha means the sthula sharira, anatomical covering. The skin, the outer skin is the sthula sharira, annamaya. That means it's born out of food which is eaten. When I am surviving, the food which I digest, I nourish, it becomes my gross body. Then the second layer is pranamaya kosha. Pranamaya kosha means the physiological maintenance function in the body. The prana, inhalation and exhalation, which we do throughout our life. The digestion which goes on in the body. The circulation of blood which happens. The excretion of the waste products. All this comes under the maintenance function of the body. which comes under pranamaya. Annamaya is the Sthula Sharira. Pranamaya, Manomaya, and Vijnanamaya, they are Sukshma Sharira, subtle body. So the third sheath is Manomaya. Manomaya means my emotional personality. So I can identify with my emotional personality, I can identify with my gross body personality, I can identify with my prana shakti. This prana is the one which causes hunger and thirst. Whenever I say I'm feeling hungry, it is due to the prana shakti. Every 3 hours we want to eat something. It is prana shakti. I am very emotional in life. Tears comes tears comes to me very soon. When I see something sad, something very happy, also I get tears because I'm very emotional. That is a third personality. There are some people who are very, very rational thinkers. They are not emotional people. They only look at the right and the wrong. They are discriminative people. That is called as Vijnanamaya. We have studied this in the Tatwa Bodha. Last one, so Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, all these put together is the Sukshma Sharira. If you want to identify with reference to the three Shariras. The last one is Anandamaya Kosha. Anandamaya Kosha is the causal body, Karana Sharira, unmanifest condition of the mind, in which there is lot of ignorance. Therefore, there is darkness. So that is up to verse number 14. So 1 to 5 we have seen, and then 6 to 14 we have seen. The third topic is Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga is the most important topic for all us throughout our lives. This is the most important topic. This is where the central crux of the spiritual journey lies. The first portion is Shravanam, and that is Shravanam means listening to the scriptural talks every Saturday. When you come and listen, it is Shravanam. A very, very important portion of the spiritual life. All jnanis, wise people, they start the journey with Shravanam. Consistent, systematic study for thorough understanding of the Bhagavad Gita, Upanishads, and Brahma Sutras. Thorough understanding. If you go step by step in learning, like first you do kindergarten, then you go to the primary school, then secondary school, then high school, and then finally go to college, then do a degree, then master's degree, and then do PhD. This is what is called as systematic study. Similarly, you learn Tatwa Bodha, learn Atma Bodha, learn Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad, Brahma Sutra is the PhD. In Manana, you churn the ideas which you get in Shravan. A very important thing which we learn is Aham Brahma Asmi. Aham Atma Asmi means I am the Atma, which is revealed by the scriptures. When I contemplate means what? I think. I churn this idea in my mind. Am I Atma or am I Anatma? Anatma means body. Atma means consciousness. So this churning of the ideas is called as manana. Suppose you don't do this type of text, then you will not know this step by step process. Suppose you attend a Bhagavad Gita chapter 14, chapter 15 directly. You don't do Tatwa Bodha, Atma Bodha, you will be totally confused in life. Neither will you understand the verses properly. There are many, many students who have done tremendous listening of scriptures, but not in a systematic. And after 5 years, 8 years, 10 years, 15 years, they come to me and say, I have studied Gita, but nothing has happened. I've studied it has gone out of my head. I don't remember anything. Nothing has sunk in me. This is a problem if you don't have a guru, a teacher who can guide you step by step. There are many students who write to me asking these problems I have in meditation. How do I come out of meditation? Out of these problems in meditation? I'm thinking of your last class, but I have this doubt. How do I understand this? So you need constant guidance. That is why at the end of every session, I have a Q&A session. People, you can just post your question. As you learn, you just keep typing in your laptop and post your questions. A very important fact we should learn, we should remember throughout our life. In spiritual studies, we are all a mixture of inert body and sentient consciousness. The sentient consciousness is called as Atma, the vitality in the body, Dehi. In Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, the word Dehi comes. So you must learn it here so that you understand when we do the second chapter of Bhagavad Gita after 4 months. Deha means body. Body is anatma, not atma. Atma means the self. The self is common to all of us. You can say self, I can say self, she can say self, my self. Self is Atma. That self, when we say, it is the consciousness portion, awareness portion, knowingness portion. Your blood and the bones and the skin, they don't know by themselves the world. The mind is also inert by itself. It cannot know the world. Who knows the world in this body? There is something called as consciousness. Chit. The body is called as jadam. Jadam means inert. Like the dead body. It is only inert. What makes it sentient when the person is living and talking and running and earning and teaching and so many things he is doing? The difference between the basic body, which is a house made up of panchabhutas, 5 elements. The difference is in this body, which is inert, which is made up of panchabhutas, there is Atma, there is consciousness, there is awareness. That awareness is called as Dehi. Now, there is another text called as, so our body is a mixture. For example, you have milk and water is mixed. And when we see it, it is water come milk. Now, water and milk in a text called as Viveka Chudamani is a text by Shankaracharya, which is a very, very elaborate form of Tatwa Bodha and Atma Bodha together. More than 500 verses are there. Suppose you want to learn more deeper Tatva Bodha and Atma Bodha, then the Guru says, go and learn Viveka Chudamani. In my website, I have a collection of about some talks are there on Viveka Chudamani, selected verses are there. You can study it. There are videos available. So, in Viveka Chudamani, they give an example of a mythological bird, Hamsa, which can separate the milk and the water. It can take the milk alone and drop the water. Similarly, a wise person, a jnani, takes the consciousness aspect as his real self and drops the water aspect, the anatma aspect, the body and mind. He learns to disidentify. That is the exercise we all have to learn in our study. The process starts in the text Atma Bodha. It gets more refined in Bhagavad Gita, still more refined in Upanishads, and ultimately in Brahma Sutra, without any problems, intellectual obstacles, you can easily say, I am Atma. I am not Anatma, the body and mind. There are 5 features of consciousness. It is important to note these features, repeat it, understand these features as we study different texts. What are the 5 features? Number 1, it is not a part of the body. Consciousness is an independent principle. It is not a effect. It is not a product of the body. It is not that the body is there and then it keeps through some electric signals in the mind. Consciousness is produced. No. Consciousness is not a product of the body. It is not a property of the body, like the property of a cloth. Yellow cloth, blue cloth, red cloth. Redness is a property. It is in and through the body, in and through the substance. So it is not an attribute or a property of the body. That is the first level of understanding. Second level is this consciousness enlivens this body by mere presence. The consciousness is there, the body gets enlivened, mind gets enlivened first. Whenever the mind wakes up in the morning, immediately it is got the energy of this consciousness. It wakes up the other sense organs, and then the sense organs experience the world. Without consciousness, there is no creation, there is no world. This is a bold statement of the Veda. So consciousness is the prominent. The body, the universe is made up of panchabhutas, elements. They are secondary. This is the second level of understanding Atma, awareness, consciousness. Third aspect. This consciousness is all pervading. it crosses time and space. Wherever I go, I am conscious. Whether I'm in Japan, whether I'm in India, whether I'm in Singapore, I'm conscious, I'm conscious, I'm conscious. Like space. Space is also all pervading. Wherever you go in the universe, there is space. So, similarly, consciousness, awareness is all pervading. Space and time do not limit consciousness. Which means what? Before the birth of the body, which is in time, consciousness exists. After the death of the body, it is not, consciousness is not governed, it is not controlled by space or time. Therefore, consciousness continues. So, third aspect is it is all pervading. The fourth aspect is it continues to survive. This is the most important point. If you can absorb this knowledge, you will feel I am immortal. After the disintegration of the body, consciousness survives. Is there a proof? Can anybody come and say after death of the body, come back and say, no, this is consciousness? The only proof for consciousness surviving the death of the body is the scripture. Tatwa Upanishad. It tells us that there is something which is there, which is left when the body dies. That is our real nature. That is our awareness principle. What? This is the fourth level of understanding consciousness. The last aspect is this consciousness after the death of the body, which survives, is not available, not accessible for transactions in this world because it is not associated with the mind or body. It exists. For example, in my sleep state, do I exist or not? I exist. Nobody will say I don't exist in sleep state. What is that I which exists in the sleep state when I am not conscious of the body and the world? It is Atma. See, we are going into deep study of the nature of Atma. That is why it is called as Atma Bodha. Now, is there any way I can understand this consciousness in this body? The scriptures, they teach us who is aware of the thoughts in the body. Suppose you say, yesterday I thought I should go to London and I have to book my ticket. But who is that? What is that which knows this thought? This thought was not there day before yesterday. This thought came yesterday. This thought is not there today, but who is aware? All the time aware of all the thoughts. It is this consciousness which is aware of all the thoughts. Good thoughts, bad thoughts, all the thoughts, consciousness is aware. It illumines. Illumines what more? It knows all the thoughts. The knowingness in this body is called as Atma. But this knowing by itself does not arrive or depart. Thoughts will come and go. Thoughts will, yesterday those some thoughts are there, today some other thoughts are there, tomorrow some other thoughts will be there. But the illuminator of these thoughts, which is called as Atma or Sakshi in the body, it is nirvikara. Nirvikara means there is no modification. Our body modifies. Thoughts are continuously modifying, but the seer of the thoughts is always the same. There is no gradation in consciousness. Not that you have a different Atma, I have a different Atma, you have a higher Atma, I have a lower Atma. No. Consciousness is the same. This consciousness is not a doer of action, but in its presence, body acts. In its presence, mind acts. In its presence, mind stops acting. In sleep state, there is no thought. Like the space cannot do any action, Atma accommodates all actions like space, but itself is karta abhokta. It is not a doer of action, a karta. It is not a enjoyer of the result of action. Okay, so these are all the subtle points of Atma, which we will be studying in big detail as we study in Atma Bodha. Today, I am just giving you what we will be studying so that you become excited. Oh, I must learn. There is nothing like this in the whole universe which will teach me. Consciousness by itself is not a knower of things. In its presence, the thoughts are illuminated. That means the knower is born with a mixture of consciousness and mind. And the knower is not there in sleep state because the mind has gone to sleep. You require to be a knower, you require both. When one is not there, you are not a knower, you exist. That is the difference between a knower and a. So knowerhood is only possible with the help of both. But consciousness is ever free from this knowingness. Now you understand slowly this freedom. What is the meaning of Atma, which is ever free? Atma is ever free because it is not always, it is never associated with the thoughts or the body. It is there. It is relationless. It is like space. You see, whenever you want to understand Atma, you must remember always space. Oh, in space only everything is coming. In Atma, the consciousness, awareness only, everything, all anatma is experienced. What about the body and mind? Is it ever free? The Atma Bodha teaches me, body can never be free. It has got illness, it has got limitations. Mind also has lot of conflicts inside. It has got ignorance, it has got so many emotions, kama, krodha, so much as afflictions are there in the gross body, subtle body, and causal. But it is a temporary medium in time and space. See, we cannot totally neglect the body and mind. Then you will become an atheist. Body is not there, mind is not there. There is nothing in the world. There is no God also. That is a wrong conclusion. What we should say is, I, the Atma, am always there, and the body and mind is temporary medium for transaction in the waking state, dream state, and sleep state. So, what are the two steps? The first step is Atma Anatma Viveka, discrimination of the real nature of mind, which is Atma, and the unreal nature, which is the body and mind, which is the discrimination. See, in Tatwa Bodha, we discussed viveka. Viveka is not a normal, what we use in the normal language of discrimination. Here, discrimination is between real and unreal. What is the definition of real? Real means something which is always there in three periods of time. Past also it is there, present also it's there, future also it will be there. That is what is Atma. What about Anatma? Anatma cannot be called as real because it comes and goes. So first step is discrimination. The second step is I have to claim I am not Anatma, but I am Atma. That is what is beautifully discussed in the verse number 31 of Atma Bodha. Next topic is topic number 4. We have covered 3 topics up to 30th verse. The 31st to 41st verses, they deal with how I can transform, change my thought pattern, my way of thinking. Not easy, but Veda teaches you in a slow, step-by-step manner. All of us, at birth, we have got vasana. Vasana means inborn identification with the body as myself. So when I say I am the father, I am the son, that means there is a vasana in me. Vasana means impression, past impression. In the previous birth also, I was thinking I am the body till the end of the body. In the all previous births, I've been thinking. Through some God's grace, so some grace of some higher power, I have come to the Atma Bodha study, which is slowly teaching me how I can drop this identification with the body as me and hold on to pure consciousness as my swarupa. How to change this is the topic of 31 to 40. So, how do I drop this? I have to drop this by dropping my ego personality. The moment I learn that during transactions, I have to use my ego. I am the body. But when I am not transacting, my mind is clear. I am Atma. And then I say, this ahamkara, this I notion which I have when I am in the waking state, it is a temporary state. It is a dress I am wearing. Even the study of Atma Bodha is a dress, intellectual dress I am wearing with reference to Atma, with reference to my pure nature. This entire waking state is a dress. It is only a medium. It is not permanent. In Nirvana Shatkam, it's a very beautiful, it's a beautiful hymn from Shankaracharya where he says that in nididhyasana, in meditation, what I primarily do is I tell myself that I am not a body, I am not this mind, I am not the intellect, I am the pure Atma, and that is my real nature. And owning up this Atma gives me eternal happiness. Okay? So from 31 to 36, there are meditation verses. And Swami Chinmayananda says in his Atma Bodha talks, he says, by heart those 31 to 36 verses, because those will be very useful to you in your meditation. Whenever you want to sit down quietly and think about Atma, remember those verses. The fifth topic, the last topic, is from 42 to 68. Why do we study and spend years together to understand this Atma? The first benefit is my identification with the body comes down. There is no other way. You can keep on doing karma, action, action, action. But that is not going to help me to drop identification with my body or mind. It is only Atma Jnanam, Atma Bodha, which will help me to drop identification. What happens in this identification? Adhyasa nivritti. What is the meaning of adhyasa nivritti? Adhyasa means superimposition. Nivritti means end. End of identification. End of superimposition. Free from superimposition. I am free from the superimposition of the body as myself. This aham, the ego which acts on me, that ego sublimates. It gets diluted when I study Atma Bodha. When the ego I sublimates its companion, ahamkara has got another companion, another friend which always is together. The moment you have ahamkara, I am the body, mamakara will come. What is mamakara? Mamakara means all these people are all related to me. Arjuna's problem in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita. All these people are related to me. Whole, his family, his friends, his neighbors, everything, they are all related. House, oh, very much, I am the owner of the house. For Vyavara, it is okay. But what Shankaracharya says is, don't keep that in your mind all the time. If you keep that in your mind all the time, it is samsara. If you learn I am Atma, and by saying I am Atma, what happens? That notion I am the owner of this property, that bank balance, this body, those relations, all that will reduce. It will not become zero. For transactions, you will still use them. But when I get this superimposition reduced in my ego sense, then the scriptures, they promise something which is unique. It is called as Jivan Mukti. Jivan means individuality. Mukti means freedom. Freedom from individuality, that I am the ego, I am the owner of this body, mind complex. Body, mind complex is given by Ishvara. I give it back to Ishvara and say, come on, Ishvara, you are the owner of this body. Why am I wrongly claiming that I am this body? Through your knowledge, I have learned this Atma Bodha, and claiming this Atma is the greatest benefit. Okay, so far I have given you a summary of what we are going to study in Atma Bodha. Entire 68 verses. In about in the last 1 hour and 20 minutes, I have given you a summary. This Atma Bodha covers all the Vedantic topics in simple Sanskrit. You can learn it by heart, like a lot of people, they learn by heart the Tatwa Bodha and Atma Bodha because it is simple Sanskrit, not very advanced Sanskrit. So first I should study Tatwa Bodha, which doesn't have many advanced topics, but it is well demarcated. It gives the five sections: Vyashti Vichara, Samashti Vichara, what are the qualifications needed. Very simple way, Shankaracharya has written both Tatva Bodha and Atma Bodha. Now let us see how to chant the first verse of Atma Bodha.
तपोभिः क्षीणपापानां शान्तानां वीतरागिणां मुमुक्षूणामपेक्षोऽयम् आत्मबोधो विधीयते
Mumukshunam apekshayam atmabodho vidhiyate. For those people who are craving for this freedom from limitations, I am writing this Atma Bodha, the first verse of Shankaracharya. It is a treatise, it is a knowledge. And for whom is it for whom is it written? For those people who are purifying their mind, purifying their heart with nice thoughts. For those people who are walking the spiritual path, I am writing this Atma Bodha. In the very first verse, Shankaracharya brings the revision of Tatwa Bodha. Viveka, vairagya, shama, adi, shatka sampatti, mumukshutva. The 4 Ds: discrimination, dispassion, discipline, and desire. A viveki means a discriminative person who has purified his intellect. See, purification means what of the intellect? My raga and dvesha, my likes and dislikes are slowly under my control. Normally speaking, all our likes and dislikes are never in our control. It is controlled by the mind. Vitaragina. Vitaragina means a person who is endowed with vairagya, dispassion. What is the third qualification? Shantana. Shanta means one who has got shama, adi, shatka sampatti. We have learned what is this shama, adi, shatka sampatti disciplines which we learned in Tatwa Bodha. Mumukshutva means a keen desire for knowledge. Tapobihi. Tapobihi means one who is having a religious lifestyle of tapas. He is a person who is an intelligent karta and a person who is an intelligent bhokta. In Bhagavad Gita, there is one discipline which is repeatedly talked about. It is called as samatva. equanimity of mind. It gives me balance in the world, endurance to face the problems of life. That equanimity will come when there is shanti in the mind. Sukha dukhe same kritva labha labho jaya jayo tatho yuddhaya yujjasva naivam papam vivapsasi. This is the second chapter, 8th verse of Bhagavad Gita. And then there is two other verses. Karmanyevadhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana ma karma phala heturbuhu mato sangosva karmani. I have only a right to act. I don't have a right to demand a specific result from an action. Yogastha kuru karmani sangam tyaktva dhananjaya siddha siddhoyo samo bhutva samatvam yoga utte. What is the definition of samatvam? Evenness of the mind. Samatva means equipoise, equanimity. What is the advantage of having a pure equipoise mind? Through this mind only I can learn about Atma. I can transform my life. Speaking, we have 100 years of a life. A lot of it goes in sleep, growing up, old age, and then prime time in my life is only 25 years. So I lead a life of delusion most of the time. But how do I come out of this delusion? Is by knowing that there is a reliable factor in this world. That reliable factor is called as Atma or God. Like I hold on to a correct thing. If I hold on to a coconut tree, a tamarind tree, it is a very thin tree, a thin branch which is long. I need to hold on to a thick tree. So, my 17 organs, my body should be able to hold on to something. And that something is called Atma. It is the God in all of us. It is the power of consciousness, which is a sakshi, which is something which witnesses all my thoughts without a break. It is a witness when I was 2 years old. It is a witness when I am 5 years old. When it's a witness today, it's a witness tomorrow. Non-stop, it is a continuous light which is illumining my thoughts. That light is called as awareness, consciousness, or the power of Atma. Veda Purva, the earlier portion of the Vedas, they deal with tapas. The tapas means it gives me the yogyata, it gives me the preparation, the qualification necessary to come to Vedanta, which gives me jnanam about this Atma. So, very beautifully, in the very first verse, Shankaracharya tells us who is qualified to come and study Atma Bodha. Next week, we will continue with the second verse of Atma Bodha. See, very beautifully, Shankaracharya, in simple terms, whether you are a housewife, whether you are a doctor, whether you are a scientist, if you study Atma Bodha, you will know yourself. and it is not very complicated. It is a step-by-step process. With this, I will stop today. Next week, we'll start with verse number 2. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So, does anybody have a question, or does anybody have something to say about today's talk?
Yes.
Yeah, Gopa?
Yeah. Namaste, Shekharji. I have
Yeah.
one question that keeps worrying me while I was doing Tatwa Bodha as well, where we heard about Samadhi Sampatti. I feel if all these criteria or qualifications you need to become adhikari for this knowledge, I haven't got all that. Perhaps 50% maybe, or maybe 25%. I mean, dispassion especially, we all have vasana in living in this world. So the level that has been put up, I don't think I can reach there.
Okay. So, basically, you're talking about the qualifications, which are four in number: viveka, vairagya, shamada, adi shakka, sampatti, and mumukshutva. Now, see, it doesn't mean that when you enter, you will have all these four qualifications in 100%. See, everybody starts in some way, but as you grow, as you continue the study, what happens is your viveka will grow, your vairagyam will grow. Viveka means your discrimination. As you study Atma Bodha itself, you will find that your ability to discriminate what is Atma and Anatma will grow. Now, Shama the Shatka Sampatti means Shraddha, the faith in the scriptures.
That's okay.
Yeah, Shama means control of the mind. Dhamma means control of the sense organs. You see, all this control will not happen immediately. You see, as you grow, as you keep studying, this Shama, Dhamma, Titiksha, Uparama, endurance to face problems in life. See, all of us have got problems in life. There is not a single individual in the whole cosmos who says, I am completely free. Everybody has got problems. Only thing is, problems can be more, problems can be less. Sometimes it is physical problem, sometimes it is, most of the time it is emotional problem.
Yes.
I have problem with my son, with my wife, with my daughter, because interactions they bring to us problems in life. And as we grow, these four qualifications, slowly they build up. Slowly, what happens is, you suddenly you're able to understand what is always there and what is sometimes there. See, this is a very, very important qualification. I see my body in the waking state. And I say, I am. I experience another body, not this body, another body in the dream state. This body is left in this realm of consciousness, which is the waking state. I enter into a new realm of consciousness in the dream state. And the third one is, I drop even the dream body, and then I am free from gross body, subtle body.
Hmm.
And then we have the third body, which is called as causal body, Karana Shariram. So, a king, Janaka, in Ashtavakra Gita, he's asking his guru, Ashtavakra, he says, is my gross body real? Is my subtle body real? Is my sleep body real? Which one should I consider? I can clearly see these three. Then the Guru Ashtavakra, he tells him, you are neither the gross body, neither the subtle body, neither the causal body. You are Atma. You are pure consciousness in which you are experiencing all these three bodies. Then the king realizes he is the Atma. And then with this notion, I am the Atma, I am the Atma, he lives the whole life. That is called as Jivan Mukti. So, coming back to your question, Gopa, the answer is these are qualifications. Shama Adya Shatka Sampati is the third qualification, is the disciplining of your sense organs and the mind primarily, and having the Shraddha, the faith in the scriptures, and Samadhanam, which is equipoise, equanimity of mind. These are all characteristics of the mind, primarily of the mind, which is Shama, Adi, Shatka, Sampatti. Am I clear?
Yes, Shekharji. I just was feeling, oh, I'm not an adhikari.
I just was not born as an adhikari. You see, adhikaritvam, yeah, as you, nobody is born as an adhikari, but we all slowly we develop the qualifications. The moment you start attending this type of sessions, you start attending Tatwa Bodha, Atma Bodha, Bhagavad Gita. This adhikari means the qualifications, the basic aptitude to learn Atma. That gets built up. Nobody becomes an 100% adhikari in the beginning, but you develop this adhikaritvam. These qualifications are slowly developed. So nobody should feel that I'm not an adhikari today. I don't have vairagyam. I don't have vairagyam means I don't have dispassion. No, that is not the thing. Shankaracharya is making us aware that under these conditions of the mind, you will gain the Atma Jnana. That's all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Good. Anybody else has a question?
May I, sir? My name is Kannan.
Yeah, Kannan, go ahead.
This viveka, vairagya, samadhi, sampati, and mumukshutvam.
Yeah.
Is given in that order.
Correct.
And you said the discipline is
yes.
the third. I have that it is only after a life of discipline, viveka and vairagya. Why viveka and vairagya precede this discipline in stating the order? Is it because of the poetic tapohi is stated first and then all others come? It is not
okay.
Bodha. In every other place, viveka, vairagya, this sequence is what is given.
Correct.
So in such a case, I have a feeling that this discipline, samadhi, sampati, should be the one which should be emphasized first. Forgive me if I am wrong.
Okay, good. Okay. First of all, you are correct. in saying that viveka is generally given first, vairagyam is given second, third is shama-dama, and the fourth is mumukshutva. You are absolutely right in putting this order. In some other text, Shankaracharya defends this priority. 1, 2, 3, 4. He says, Shankaracharya in other texts, he doesn't say it in Atma Bodha or Tatwa Bodha. What he says first is, the most important quality for coming to spiritual study is viveka. Viveka means what is nityam, anityam. If I have that discipline or that quality in me, many students, they come to Vedanta because they find something missing in their life. Many students, they leave, they drop all the wealth and come to study this. Kings have done that in the past. What did the king realize? He realized that what is the use of this life? Is this all life? A king from, like for example, Janaka. He went to his guru because he felt there is something missing in him. You see, all of us, we miss our Atma nature. Atma nature is always there, always exists. But we miss it when we are obsessed with Anatma. Whenever we are obsessed with Anatma, what happens all the time, the morning, evening, our mind is absorbed in the Anatma world, my house, my wife, my family, my possessions, my profession, all the time thinking about this. So, Shankaracharya defends viveka as the primary quality number one. He says, first of all, realize is what is permanent in life, what is impermanent. My body is not permanent, everybody knows it. So this gives me the qualification of getting into the next qualification, which is vairagya. Vairagyam, dispassion in life will never come unless and until you have viveka shakti. The moment you have viveka shakti, vairagyam becomes easier. Why? Because you have viveka. Vairagya means I will not spend so much time behind the anatma world. I will withdraw a little bit because I have some discrimination in my intellect to know what is real and what is unreal. Unreal is this world. The entire study of Veda is to understand that whatever I experience is unreal. Unreal means mithya. Mithya means I can experience it like a dream while being in dream or while being in waking. But it is unreal. If I know that it is unreal, my obsession with the world will not be as much. So Viveka Shakti gives me Vairagya. Now, with Vairagyam, I can control my mind. Shama Adi Shatka Sampati means, first of all, it starts with controlling the mind. You control the mind, you control the sense organs. These two are the prime factors in Shama Adi Shatka Sampati. If you control the mind and sense organs, through Viveka and Vairagyam, automatically you get the Shraddha in scriptures, the faith. Yes, I can study this Veda. Veda is prominent for me, becomes prominent. Till that time, I never thought Veda was somewhere in the corner. Bhagavad Gita was I just heard about it, but I never went into it in detail. Suddenly I've started understanding life is just not living, earning money and having a family that everybody does. But if I want to add and see value for this life, I have to have some knowledge, which is a permanent knowledge. Veda promises you, come to study Atma and you will be a peaceful person in life. So the third qualification of shama-dama sampati, you may say that that must be the first discipline to cultivate, but in practice, when you try to control your sense organs without vairagya and viveka, Shankaracharya says it is almost impossible. Almost impossible to control your mind. Because all the time your mind is born to look outside through the sense organs into the world. My WhatsApp is, the YouTube is so attractive today. I cannot stop looking at the YouTube. Continuously one after the other. Because my sense organs are outward. How to make that inward, how to make it withdrawn? Only through viveka and vairagya. And the last qualification is mumukshutva. Mumukshutva is the result of all three. It is a result of viveka, vairagya, shama-dama satkasi. Then you say, once I have these three qualifications, the last qualification is an automatic qualification. It just comes. It just tells you that there is something which is teaching me that I am ever free from birth and death. In Tatwa Upanishad, Lord Yama teaches the student Nachiketa about death. That there is something after death, there is something before death, and that something is Atma. Very beautiful lesson which we learn, but all this is how adhikari, one becomes an adhikari and then gets into the knowledge. So I hope you understand. I know what your knowledge says is correct, but you were thinking that shama-adi satkasa should be having first and then the others. But in another text, Shankaracharya proves that viveka is important first. Am I clear, Kannan?
Thank you very much, sir. Actually, I was thinking that viveka vairagya should be the prerequisite for, should be the derivative after a disciplined life.
Correct.
But now explanation has clearly shown that they are prerequisites and logically ordered to lead to a disciplined life. And
Correct.
Once the disciplined life comes, the desire for liberation automatically sets in. It's beautifully explained. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Anybody else has any other question?
I have a quick question. Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, Giri.
Hi, Shekharji. My question is, I joined the lecture halfway, so perhaps I missed a few points. In the slides, I see the phrase used as God will direct you or God will help you or something like that.
Yeah.
But God is an English word. I wonder what the Indian word for that is. Because
God,
when I hear the word God, I hear the very Abrahamic connotation, a father in heaven and soul and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I wonder if we actually mean the Brahman.
Yeah, it means Brahman.
Okay.
Yeah, it means Brahman. It means Atma. See, in all of us, we all have something which is guiding me in my life. I can't put a word to it. The Veda tells me it is called as Brahman or Atma or sakshi. Another beautiful word in the Veda in scriptures is sakshi. All of us from birth to death are guided by some principle which is common to all of us, which is in this text which we are doing, it is called as Atma. Now, Atma is also known as Brahman. Atma is also known as Sat Chit Ananda. These are all different words for the same entity which is guiding us. When we say it is guiding us, the way we should take it is, it's not telling us do this and do that and all that. It is a illuminating factor. It is a light of consciousness. It is something which makes me what I am. I am that light of consciousness is the teaching of the Veda. The Veda wants me to learn I am the Atma, which is the guiding factor for the body and mind in this world. That guiding factor in religious terms, it is called as God. But in Veda, the guiding factor is called as Atma or Brahman or pure consciousness. Am I clear, Giri?
Yes, Chakravarti.
Good question.
So
Anybody else?
Can I ask something?
Yeah.
Yes, sir, can I ask something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you said that Atma is that the Atma is a sakshi. It is witnessing everything.
Correct.
Then what is it that is like when I'm doing something? Then who is that one who is doing something?
Good question. Now you are a very, very good student of Atma Bodha. Very good student. See, you already have a discrimination. That Sakshi is there, but there must be something else also which is doing something in this body. So in this body, Veda says there are two birds. One bird is an acting bird, all the time acting. Like in a tree, there's one bird which is on the top of the branch. This is an example which is given in Mundaka Upanishad. There is one bird which is in the top of the branch, another bird in the branch which is lower. The one bird which is in the top of the branch is the sakshi bird. Its only job is to see what the other bird is doing. The second bird is eating the fruits of the tree all the time. One bird, it goes and eats this fruit, another fruit, another fruit. It keeps on jumping from fruit to fruit. All of us, primarily, we are all the second level, the lower bird, which is called as the ahamkara bird. The jiva, today he thinks that he is the second bird always acting in the world. Because he sees the body acting, morning to evening, body is acting, mind is also absolutely acting. So, in this body, there are two birds, there are two entities. One is always looking outside, which is called as the jiva bird, which is extroverted. The same extroverted jiva, which is identified with the body, mind, and the world, has to learn that I am not this looking outward extroverted mind, but the same mind has to look inward to the sakshi. And then what this jiva says, oh, this sakshi bird is a pure consciousness. It is the sakshi. It never does anything. But in its presence only all this mind is able to act. This is just a basic definition of ahamkara and sakshi. In Atma Bodha, we are going to discuss many verses to discuss what is that which keeps on doing through the body and what is it which is always a sakshi, which is Atma. This is a preliminary explanation to your question, but we will study this in greater detail in the text which we are doing. Am I clear
Thank
at this stage?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Very good question again. Good. Anybody else has a question?
Yeah, hi, Guruji, namaste.
Yeah, Hanuman, tell me.
Yeah. See, if this Atman is present in every body, why there are good and bad thoughts coming up?
Okay. See, the nature of, we are talking about two things here. One is Atma, which is always there, which is the sakshi. It is only illuminating. It is only an illuminator. It is only consciousness principle. There is a second thing, which is the mind. Mind has got vasanas. Atma does not have vasana. Atma doesn't have any impression. It is always pure. Mind has got thoughts, good thoughts, bad thoughts. Good thoughts and bad thoughts are the expressions of punyam and papa. Suppose you do good actions in the world, you will get good thoughts. Suppose you do bad actions, you may end up with bad thoughts. So, why, if Atma is pure, why do we get this? The reason for that is this Jiva, he has lost himself in the body mind consciousness. Therefore, he becomes aware of those thoughts and he gets absorbed in those thoughts and he suffers samsara. But through this knowledge that I am the Atma, I am the Atma, I am the Atma, he gets out of his deha vasana. Vasana means it is only an habit of identifying with the body. Body is the one which is acting. Body is the one which has taken birth only for acting. All the actions are done by the body and mind together. And the body and mind are also related to the karana sharira, the causal body, which is punya papa. So whatever you experience in life, you take it as anatma. All experiences take it as anatma and say that anatma cannot exist independently without atma. But atma can exist independently. In sleep state, I exist as atma without doing any action. No action is there, no world is there, no ego is there, no punya papam is there. Intellectual buddhi is also not there. But I am existing. That existence without the body is what you have to claim as Atma. Now you're clear?
Yeah, okay, Guruji. Yeah.
Good.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you. Any other?
Sagarji,
Yeah,
this is Manikandan. Sagarji, can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear. Go ahead.
Yeah, Sagarji, you mentioned about the nididhyasana of two type. One is the we sit separate and withdraw our our normal transaction and focus only on the Atman knowledge. The second one is you told about the during the transaction itself we can be alert. We can do the nididhyasana by having this knowledge. So can you of course there is a detailed explanation is going to come, but can you give some hint how we can do the nididhyasana during the transaction itself?
Okay. See, again, it's a very nice question. Initially, you only get shravana. You only do shravana. You only get the knowledge. You don't do mananam. You don't do nididhyasana. So, what is the first step? We all come to Atma Bodha talk or Tatwa Bodha or Gita. We just listen. And then what happens to us? start realizing that there is something in this body, there is something called as Atma, something it is there. Now, when I am acting, it is always involuntary in the sense that body keeps on acting, mind keeps on acting. So initially, because of Shravanam, I can get that knowledge of Atma, remember that Atma, get the memory of my talks while I am transacting in the world. Why? You see, what is the knowledge I'm getting? Now, how does this happen? I'll tell you. The knowledge is what? Knowledge is I am sakshi. I am Atma. That sakshi never dies. It never is always there. 24 hours of the day, sakshi is always there. So that knowledge is what? I am the sakshi. And what? It is eternal. Eternal means even when I am doing actions, in spite of the actions, I can say I am Atma. Because actions are temporary. Body is temporary. Mind is temporary. In sleep state, body and mind is not there. Therefore, my mind gets an aptitude to understand this eternal existing, illuminating, independently existing consciousness. This Sat is always there. I am. So even Vedanta is not after you displace the actions. Knowledge is, Atma is in spite of activity. I claim I am Atma. Sitting in nididhyasana is meant for that it is at a later stage when you want to devote certain time exclusively for Atma. That is a separate matter. But through Shravanam itself, if you have done correct Shravanam, Shravanam means listening. If you have done correct listening of the scriptures as advised by Shankaracharya, just say, I am that Nitya Atma. It is while transacting itself, you are aware of your nature. See, there is no action involved in knowledge. The problem is our mind is always used to doing something. It is a tendency of the mind. Oh, unless I do something, I will not be able to know. That is a wrong attitude. That means through karma only I will know. But what Veda says is, this is not any action. Jnanam is not action. The difference between jnanam and karma, jnanam happens. When the sense organs are open, eyes, they see. When the eyes are open, they have the knowledge of the form and color. Similarly, ears, there is no activity involved. In the present, when the ears are open, they hear the sounds. Consciousness exists all the time. Waking state, dream state, sleep state. So knowing the nature of consciousness, I can remember that consciousness as pure I all the time. Whether I'm doing actions, not doing actions, Veda tells me this is my nature. For example, right now, I'm listening to the talk. But primarily, am I a listener of the talk or am I consciousness? All of you should say, primarily I am consciousness. Temporarily, I am a knower of this class. Knowingness is born and it is gone. In sleep state, I go to sleep after 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours. There is no class, there is nothing. But am I there or not? That I which is continuously there, whether in waking, dream, or sleep, is Atma. That is how you have to pick up the knowledge of pure consciousness. Once you understand consciousness, then it becomes a habit. There is nothing else required. It is a habitual awareness. That's all. There is nothing to do. Activity keeps on going. In consciousness, I'm eating. In consciousness, I'm running. In consciousness, I'm walking. In consciousness, I'm studying. In consciousness, I'm working with the laptop. In consciousness, all this is in consciousness. Consciousness is the subject I, which can never be objectified. So don't try to objectify the consciousness, which is ever the subject. All of us, we make the mistake of even objectifying the consciousness. Only say to yourself, I am Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, I am the Atma. It is revealed to me by the scriptures. I have full faith in the scriptures. It says the scriptures teach me I am ever there, I am eternal, I am immortal. That is the Atma which I have studied. That is what I own it, and there is no death for this Atma. It was never born, it never dies. It ever is. Am I clear?
Thank you, Sagarji. Very, very nicely explained. Thank you.
Good, very good. Anybody else has a question?
Yeah, Guruji, I have one more question. How the birth and death of the jiva is decided? We don't know. I mean, this body has taken many. This sakshi has been taken many bodies in the world. It can be of different types, right? Like plant, dog, animals, whatnot. But for the human being, how the lifespan of this jiva is decided. I don't know whether in this birth I am human. I don't know next birth how I will be. How based on what parameters the next birth will be decided, and uh, the span of the human life, how it is decided.
Okay. This is a very common question in most of my talks. Basically, what Hanuman is asking is, who decides how long we will live in this world? And the answer to that is, our own punya papa karma decides how long we live in this body as the ego. There are some people who live for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, 100 years, they live. What decides the longevity of the body? What decides the short living nature of the body? Body is always born out of karma phalam. Karma phalam means whatever is the nature of experiences I must have in this world, that much amount of life is given to me. That's all. See, what is the end result of all your karmas, all your actions? All your actions, suppose you go to school, college, you get a good job. You get a good job, you get money. With money, what do? You enjoy your life. So ultimately it boils to sukham and dukkham. You get married, you have children. Again, in the end, what will you say? All this marriage and the children and all that gives me sukham or dukkha. So the whole life is our rishis have studied our life and they have said all our life is nothing but it is made up of sukham and dukkha. Now, this sukham and dukkham I can experience for 10 years, 100 years, 50 years. According to the law of karma, my sanchita karma means all the punya papams which I have in my account, which is the karana shariram, that decides the longevity of the body. This is the main answer to your question. Okay. This is one side of it. Am I clear, Hanuman?
Yeah, and see, this karma, whatever we are doing, this is also not, from body perspective, it is not in our control, right?
Correct.
But,
see, but it is not in our control. You come to know only when you come to study the Veda. Suppose you ask a normal person, he will say, I am doing all the jobs and I can control my life. That's all. See, he is a ajnani. For both, for a jnani as well as ajnani, the problem is we are never under control of our body. It is the vasanas which control the body, mind's actions. Whether you are aware of the vasanas, whether you are not aware of the vasanas, is the difference between a jnani and a jnani. When you want to say, I know Veda, it means you know you are sakshi and you are aware that there are vasanas which are the ruling the which are in control of the body's actions. That is what Bhagavad Gita tells in the 3rd chapter. All the organs, all the actions done in this body are all the time done by Prakriti. Prakriti means nature. Nature means gunas. It is the 3 gunas which are acting through the body and experiencing the world. That is all. Full stop. Understand, Lord Krishna teaches in the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. When we study Bhagavad Gita after Atma Bodha, you will learn this, the basic lesson of Karma Yoga. Basic lesson is, it is not I. It is the nature, it is the Prakriti which is acting. This ahamkara is also Prakriti. It is nothing but nature, which is born of 3 gunas. The moment a jnani understands it is the 3 gunas, Prakriti, Panchabhutas, the body is nothing but it is an accumulation of the Panchabhutas. It is a combination of the 5 elements. And these 5 elements are in different forms. It is an animal, it can be a monkey, it can be a mosquito, it can be a human body, it can be anything. And what you will take, which body you will take, depends on the karma. Okay?
Okay. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, thank you.
So we'll stop here and then we'll continue next week. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, Secretary. Namaste.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.